starting my cadet career with significant physical limitations, let alone the massive cultural gap. But I refused to give up, because at the height of my challenge, my drill instructor came up to me, looked me in the eyes and said, "Adnan, anyone can give up. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. But to hold it together when everyone else would understand if you fell apart, that is true strength." And that inspired me to be the best that I can be at what is in my hands and what's in my control every single day. And I was extremely honored my senior year to be named the highest ranking senior in the Corps of Cadets. I never ever thought, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the definition of diversity. I never ever thought that a Middle Easterner graduating into the civilian world would have the opportunity to command one of America's senior military institutions. But that is when I realized that our backgrounds and circumstances may have influenced who we are, but on the soils of this great land, we are ultimately responsible for who we become. On the 17th of April 2009, after Congressman Bob Goodlatte and Mr. Donald Huffman, the godfather of the Republican Party of Virginia, heard the story that I just shared with you, they told me, "Adnan, you do not deserve to be a man without a country." And on that date, at a federal courthouse in Roanoke, Virginia, I raised my right hand, and not only was I sworn in as a citizen of the United States of America, but as a citizen of the greatest country on the face of this earth. Ladies and gentlemen, this shows you that in America, impossible is nothing. It's nothing but a small word that is thrown around by little people who would rather live in a world that is handed to them than explore the opportunities that they have to change it. Right now, I'm an elementary school teacher in Marion, Arkansas. I teach 5th grade math and science with a program called Teach for America. In a nation that aspires to be as to where you are born should not determine your life opportunities, there are 13 million children growing up in poverty who in 8th grade read at a 4th grade level. Only 50% of them graduate from high school, and only 10% who make it to college graduate from college. That is a problem that money cannot buy and books cannot solve. That is when we as human beings and fellow Americans need to lend a helping hand. And when I say lend a helping hand, it means going in and exploring the true potential of those students, showing them what it means to be self-reliant and responsible rather than depending on a failing welfare system. When I entered my class in August, the class average was 42%. Every single one of those students were at risk of failing and not going to 6th grade. Our principles in the class were very simple. Number one, in this classroom, you are in charge of your own success. If you work hard, you will succeed, and if you don't, you will fail. Principle number two, I as the teacher am here to provide for you only those critical tasks that you cannot perform for yourselves. And what started as a 30 or a 42% class average became a 93% in 9 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the story of our country. That is not a miracle. That is what our founding fathers envisioned for this great nation. And that is what Bob McDonnell understands, embodies, and fights for every single day. And I cannot wait to come back on the 3rd of November and for the first time ever taste the sweet taste of freedom by voting for Bob McDonnell. Thank you.